Welcome, I hope you're doing well. We're going to discuss the multicultural life story of Sanjeev Bhaskar with 5 character traits and reveal those highs and lows about this British comedian who can also play it straight. Hopefully it will inspire or even motivate you, as we only judge a person by their character, not race, colour or religion. So please click down below to join our multicultural family if you are new. So, my name is Bobby A. Said. I am the founder of The Emma Show. As you can see from these articles, Sanjeev didn't have an easy life. Let's shortly hear from Sanjeev Bhaskar in action at our show as the Emma host, who is a real multicultural supporter and a brilliant host of one of our Emma shows, as mentioned earlier. He is also a 2-time Emma winner with his BBC One comedy sketch show, Goodness Gracious Me, alongside Mira Syal, Nina Wadia and Kalvinder Gehr. His other Emma success came with The Kumars at number 42, alongside his wife Mira Syal, another Emma winner, and have both been great supporters of Emma Multicultural Campaigns from the very start.
This man's played more black policemen than there are black policemen, actually. You know, it's not the winning, it's the being nominated. It just reminds me of actually one of my favourite quotes of all time, which is a Gandhi quote, which is when he was asked what he thought of Western civilization, he said he thought it would be a good idea.
Number 1. Resilience. Sanjeev Bhaskar was born in Ealing, London on the 31st of October 1963 and is the oldest son to Indian migrants Inderjit and Janak Bhaskar, and is the older brother to radio and television presenter Sangeeta Bhaskar. His parents moved from India following the partition of India in 1947, sparking a mass migration of over 47,000 people who ended up in the UK by 1951. The UK has over 3 million South Asians in Britain at the last census, barring 2021 figures, with many experiencing racism. This had largely plagued British Muslims from South Asia and Arabs background on Islamophobia. Young Sanjeev was based in Hounslow, Middlesex, around the age of 6, where the country was deep into its cultural revolution known as the swinging 60s, throughout the 1960s with the assassination of JFK and the American involvement in the Vietnam War over in Southeast Asia. The UK was undergoing Harold Wilson's socialist reform under his Labour government, and Hounslow becoming the heart of Britain's television industry, with the development of Cricklewood Studios, Southwell Studios and Kew Bridge Studios. From an early age, Sanjeev knew he wanted to be a comedian. He was influenced by the likes of Richard Lewis and Bob Hope, who were popularising a new wave of absurdist comedy. This choice of career wasn't favoured by his parents, who wanted him to concentrate on his studies. He was a bright child at school, eventually graduating from University of Hertfordshire with a degree in marketing. He soon landed a job as a marketing executive at IBM, a popular American multinational tech company. His funny bone never left him, often attending comedy nights and appearing in local stand-up across London with some success. Number 2. Persistence. Around 1995, he quit his job in order to pursue the world of comedy and co-created the musical comedy act called The Secret Asians. Joining forces with Emma winner Nishan Soni, their style of comedy poked fun at the stereotypes as British Asians in a similar vein to British TV programs like Auf Wiedersehen Pat. Although the entertainment industry was still prejudicial against non-whites in Britain, with cultural figures like Samuel Jackson, an Emma supporter, Will Smith, an Emma winner for film, Ali, and much later the likes of Eddie Murphy, another Emma winner, were breaking racial barriers in the world of acting and comedy throughout the 90s. A recently amended Race Relations Act and Disability Discrimination Act signed in the early 90s were a step in the right direction for anti-discriminatory policy in the UK. Sanjeev made a stab at television, appearing in minor roles in shows like BBC's The Real McCoy a sketch comedy show with an assembled cast of Black and South Asian comedians, and Pork Pie, a British sitcom on Channel 4. His first claim to fame was when he performed in 1996 at the now defunct Tom Allen Art Centre in London, which was met to positive audience reception. The performance would soon be featured on the BBC magazine show Reportage, inspiring him to keep on improving his craft. Sanjeev's big break came in the form of Bonnie Greer, journalist for the Time Out magazine, who gave him, and this is in 1997, a great review for the performance at the Oval House. Soon after, he was approached by producer Anil Gupta, another one of our Emma winners, who was in the middle of developing a BBC comedy sketch show called Goodness Gracious Me, and was looking for rising talent. Before the end of the year, he had already made his television debut as one of the leads in Rob Spreckling's sitcom Captain Butler. Although the series only ran for 6 episodes, the experience put him in good stead for the up-and-coming BBC sketch show Goodness Gracious Me. Sanjeev then began writing and starring in this critically acclaimed, commercially acclaimed Goodness Gracious Me show in 1996. This finally put the young comic in the public eye before its cancellation in 2001. Besides winning an Emma Awards, went on to be awarded the Best Entertainment at the Broadcasting Press Guild Awards, plus the Team Award at the Royal Television Society. By the time of his cameo in Roger Mitchell's award-winning Notting Hill, later in 1999, he was already known by the British public. His appearance alongside Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts had him mixing with some of the world's biggest stars at the time. Number 3, confidence. Sanjeev's stint in Have I Got News For You the following year saw his notoriety as a national funny man. His appearance in the topical news spoof show The Way It Is on BBC Radio 4 also saw him branch out into radio, playing a host of characters. His next big project was The Kumars at 9:42, a TV show aired on BBC Two, inspired by Sanjeev's own journey to fame. His writing and acting credits on the show spanning 5 years saw him win another Emma Award, going on to win International Emmy Award in 2002 and 2003, as well as the Peabody Award in 2004. The show was a hit throughout the mid-2000s, with an average viewership of 4 million per episode. Alongside a cameo in BBC Two's crime drama Denzel and Pascoe, his appearance in Mitin Hussein's Anita and Me rode on the popular wave of British South Asian films releasing around the same time. It was praised for its funny ensemble cast and emotional depth despite moderate success at the box office. The following year, Sanjeev alongside Gareth Gates and the Kumar team released the official single for Comic Relief in 2003, which spent 3 weeks at the top of the UK singles chart. The funds went towards a total amount of £61 million that was raised for the charity that year. The next appearance on TV was BBC Top Gear the following year as one of the stars in the reasonably priced car. It would be 4 years later that he would return on TV with the 4-part BBC documentary series India with Sanjeev Bhaskar. The show follows Sanjeev around India as part of the BBC's series of programs that celebrated the 60th anniversary of independence of India and Pakistan. In 2007, brought the British Indian comedy series Mumbai Calling, an ITV produced show that pokes fun at the Indian stereotypes who were working in a call centre. It only ran for 7 series. In 2009, Sanjeev lent his voice to an episode of the BBC-produced wildlife documentary series Natural World, one of the longest-running BBC TV programmes of all times, spanning back to 1983. This helped secure his credibility in an industry that was still slow in opening up the gates completely to ethnic minorities that Emma had tried to tackle since being formed in 1997. Number 4, discipline. The turn of the decade brought Sanjeev as the lead in the revitalized period comedy drama The Indian Doctor, which had first aired in the 1960s. Spanning 3 years of production, it was a big success for the comic actor, with the series winning the BAFTA Comedy Award for Best Director. After appearance in comedy drama The Indian Doctor, the animation film Arthur Christmas, and Doctor Who, alongside Horrible Histories, he continued to feature in the crime drama Unforgotten as one of the show's leads. The show has since garnered BAFTA awards and nominations for Tom Courtenay and Mark Bonner's supporting performances. It would be 2 years later when Sanjeev would return to television and film, starring in the British sitcom Porters. Met with positive review across its 2-year stint on TV, it proved he could still play a captivating lead amongst an assembled cast. His success continued throughout the decade, and more recently in 2019, Sanjeev played an important role in Danny Boyle's celebrated musical romantic comedy Yesterday. Although met with mixed reception, it would prove to be the comic's most successful venture in films to date, alongside his wife Mira Syal, as the picture grossed over $153 million worldwide. Number 5. Passion. In 2005, Sanjeev married comedian and playwright Mira Syal, as mentioned earlier, going on to father Sanjeev Bhaskar. Less than a year later, in the same year, he was awarded the prestigious Officer of the Order of the British Empire, known as the OBE. His talent and hard work was finally recognized after overcoming the racial barriers in the entertainment industry that still excludes many minorities, as we at Emma had discovered since we started this show in 1998 to counter discrimination. In 2009, he was appointed Chancellor of the University of Sussex, taking the position over from yet another Emma winner, our friend and the late Lord Richard Attenborough, who represents our multicultural values. His style of character-based sketch comedy, similar to acts like Ricky Gervais, has gone on to define a generation of cringe deadpan humour here in the UK that has been dominant since the early 2000s, with Sanjeev in 2003 being listed by The Observer as the 50th funniest act in British comedy. Sanjeev's work in both charity and children's TV highlights the importance he places on teaching of diversity to celebrate multicultural values, as Sanjeev has been a great supporter of the Prince's Trust, a charity founded by Prince Charles in 1976, by giving up his time to help this great cause and to improve the lives of many who are facing extreme hardship alongside others. In summary, Sanjeev Bhaskar is a multicultural champion we all know today. As one of our Emma winners, who also hosted the Emma Awards show, he played King Arthur in Monty Python's Spamalot, which displayed his talent to break through those cultural barriers. Would really appreciate a like or even a subscribe, and if possible, please donate on Patreon, however little the amount, to support this channel's ongoing mission to undertake our multicultural campaigns. And remember, it's what's inside that counts, a motto we've used at the Emmas. As Sanjeev has proven, diversity is part of British culture through this multicultural mix within comedy and acting. We are thankful to Sanjeev for his friendship and hosting the Emma show, with Dr. Maya Angelou calling him a beauty.
I just want to point out that Maya Angelou called me a beauty.
So until next time, thank you for watching and keep it multicultural.